Hello viewers. So taxes are always a heated political topic. Taxes are a fact of life in the capitalist and economic systems that we Westerners live in. But conservatives, right-wingers, and anti-government activists like to weaponize taxes, yet they are rarely accurate in their arguments. Look, I'm a dual citizen who's worked in both the US and Canada, and let me say it first. Canada is actually a low-tax country. We do not have particularly high tax burden. And taxes are simplified. You file one income tax report with the CRA and you're done. No dual or triple tax filings with your state and feds, and in some locations in the US you even have a municipal tax. Income tax is the case. So I'm going to focus on just the facts. Ever since the Trudeau Liberals came to power in government in the fall of 2015, the Conservatives and the political right wing of Canada has been on a rampage to say that this government is a tax-loving, tax-increasing, job-killing government. First of all, and this is not a defense of the Trudeau government, it's merely stating the facts. But that line from the Conservatives is a bunch of garbage political talk. There's a limit to what taxes can do to lift an economy or crush it to begin with. It rarely has these ethereal economic lifting properties that right-wingers claim. But the first order of business that the Trudeau government, the Trudeau Liberals, instituted back in 2015 when they got to power was a broad-scale income tax reform package that went into effect January 2016. That tax reform package, in fact, lowered taxes for the majority of Canadian workers. I'll be sourcing links below so you can read more factual data than just what's in this video. But first of all, taxes are bracketed. It's never a single percent that you pay, and a lot of people don't understand that. But the tax reform package that the Liberals put in place lowered taxes by 1.5% in the bracket between $45,000 and $90,000 of your income. We Canadians also get what is something called the basic personal amount. It is the amount of income you get that is totally tax-free. Now, it was $11,327 in the 2015 tax year for the first $11,000 of your income, and the Liberals have increased it with the support of the NDP, might I add, because it's kind of a coalition government now, and has been for years now, but they've increased it to the point where it will cover the first $15,000 of all Canadians' incomes in the upcoming tax year in 2023, which your paycheck should reflect this in 3 months when January arrives. So that's a large tax increase in the tax relief, a tax cut during the Liberals and NDP's time in power. But will the Conservatives and anti-government activists acknowledge this fact? No. The Trudeau Liberal government, which is backed by the NDP with Mr. Singh, has significantly reformed and increased other tax benefits and credits like the new Canada Workers Benefit, the Child Benefit, which has infused cash into millions of Canadians' hands into the last several years. Tax flows are actually quite competitive in Canada. I think what really encapsulates this childish nonsense of the political right is when the NDP and Liberal-led minority government that we have right now promoted this year, 2022, of doubling the GST rebate so that Canadians get a huge sales tax rebate before the end of this year, which for me personally is about $460. Right-wingers all across the internet started lambasting the government as being physically irresponsible for a tax cut. Yes. The Conservatives, they've just come around this week, the party officially, to say they support this measure after they first whined and complained about it. So really, I think that goes to show you that it isn't about tax policy at all. Today's political far right and its alliance with anti-government activists and the Conservative Party of Canada, they don't care. They don't care about facts. They will oppose anything they didn't personally introduce, and they will always call it the most evil policy in the history of mankind, responsible for all these evil acts. They have such a nonsensical way of understanding these topics. The reality is this. Look, We do not have a high tax burden in Canada. Take it from somebody who's worked in multiple countries. Taxes for most people in 2022 are actually lower than they were in 2015 in Canada. And the tax policies have little to do with economic growth, either up or down. That's because taxes aren't the deciding factor for most people. Are you going to purchase a car or an ice cream cone because you're paying one more penny tomorrow or because you're paying a penny less tomorrow? No, you're going to buy it regardless. So the moral of the story, taxes are overdone as a political issue. People complain. Anti-government activists use the end of the world language without just reasoning, and we just have to adjust to this new far right in Canada. This kind of stuff didn't happen 20 years ago in public dialogue and media. They have increasing problems with rhetoric, and I'll say it one more time. Canada is actually a low tax, low regulation country. How many people even realize that the first $15,000 of all incomes in Canada are going to be completely tax-free, income tax-free? And the brackets don't even raise that above 20% until you're into the hundreds of thousands of income level. If anything, we may need to raise some taxes to shore up some of our terrific public services like healthcare. So that's my viewpoint. Thank you for watching.